Hi everyone, I'm back again. So let's have a bit of a chat here because I think we need to have a few things straightened out. In regards to ALP scrapping the cashless debit card, we need to be very clear what is at stake because we've got to a crossroads. So for the last 6 years, we have been non-political. None of us have joined a political party, right? And we've always made it clear we would stand by whichever party or parties supported our cause. Our cause was to stop the cashless debit card, right? Stop income management. We worked very hard over the last 6 years to get to this point where ALP caucus voted last November to stop the card. Completely turned against it, okay? Greens have always been staunch in their opposition to the card, and we saw Rachel Seaward fight so well no one can ever disrespect that woman, all right? We are very careful who we choose to believe when a party stands up and says, oh, we don't support the card. We look at their behaviour. For one, have they done any Senate submissions, right? Have they stood up in public? Have they made any public announcements to the people? Okay, what have they done to prove that they're sincere? So the ALP have voted consistently, apart from one stuff up in 2019 where they got wedged over the basics card program in the Cape York. They have voted consistently to get rid of the card along with the Greens, right? And at one stage there, they've even brought in their own disallowance motions along the way. Okay, you can see my meme there. ALP, Greens, Australian Progressives are the only parties we trust. Because, you know we can't trust the rest. LNP, One Nation, right? Craig Kelly voted for it when he was with the LNP. He didn't stand up against it as an independent. You know what I mean? So, and lepers don't change their spots. And although Clive Palmer might not have voted for it because he was probably absent in the House of Reps when he was in 2014, Jackie Lambie was a member of Palmer's United Party, and she did the voting for it in the Senate in 2000 to get it in 2016. Okay, so I'm concerned of a few people on this page who claim to be anti-card, yet won't support the parties that are the ones that will get rid of this card. Now, we need to change the government. Unfortunately, the Greens can't do that, and the Australian Progressives can't do that, but ALP can. It comes down to how many seats can you fill in the House. You know what I mean? That's the way our system is. So, logically, we need to change government, ALP. We need Greens in the Senate. We need Australian Progressives in the Senate to keep the right wing at bay, to keep the LNP and One Nation, Clive Palmer and Craig Kelly out of the picture, and Centre Alliance, because they've already stabbed everybody in the back by giving the government the one vote that they needed in December to continue to basically sell off Australians to Indu and the banks. So it's really discouraging that I see people go, oh, we can't believe them and this and all the other. Well, for all your blah, 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 at the end of the day, right, the choice is really, really simple. Do we go forward looking to the future and ALP scrap the card, give people back their dignity, protect the Medicare, right, look after the workers, and so many other things, right, and climate a little bit, but the Greens thing is the climate, you know what I mean? Or are you happy to stay, this is to the people who don't believe or are sprouting or we can't trust them, so you're happy to go on a cashless debit card, and you're happy to lose your Medicare, and you're happy to lose your public schooling funding, and you're happy to see aged care, more people starving and dying and being fed crap meals, and and all the rest of it. I can't go into all of the stuff that this LNP One Nation government have done. You know what I mean? With the support of their mates. It's privatisation and just selling people out. At the end of the day, we're at a crossroads. Now, I cannot, for the love of me, understand how somebody can be against the card, but who can vote for a party that supports the card. That always puzzles me. One Nation voters puzzle me when I've spoken to them about it. They even signed petitions where I live against the card, but then voted for Pauline. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you vote for somebody who is actively voting against you? You know what I mean? It puzzles me. And now we're looking at a situation where a lot of people are being sucked down the misinformation. I'm not going to go too far into it, but put it this way. If people want to bring conspiracy theories to the page, it'll be removed. If people want to bring rubbish to the page, it'll be removed. We deal with facts. We deal with, 6 years of having everything fact-checked and reliable information. We have video evidence of who's done what in regards to senators and how they speak and how they voted. All right, Hansard is there for everybody to see how they vote for you. Webpage is there for everybody to see. All right. And at the end of the day, we need to change this government. We need to get rid of Scott Morrison. All right, because we don't want any more people going on this card. We don't want any more age pensioners going on this card. We don't want any more people with disabilities and their carers going on the card. We don't want anybody going on this card. We want them off the card. Okay? So, the thing I'm more looking at here is why... I don't understand why people would vote against their best interests. In this situation, we've had 8 years of being screwed over by the LNP and One Nation for their mining magnates. $19,000+ a minute goes to the oil and gas industry and the mining mates. But they kill people over robo-debts that weren't even real. So Belinda Compton says, Labor, Dan Andrews, Belt and Road Initiative equals China. Belinda, ever heard of a man called Andrews, Rob Andrews, I think his name was? Either which way, the LNP government signed the China Free Trade Agreement as soon as they got into power, right? I think it was with Abbott. And from that came the Belt and Road Initiative, right, which was offered to all states, whether they be Labor or Liberal, right? So stop trying to blame Dan Andrews for something that the LNP signed us into, which is the China Free Trade Agreement, okay? Thank you, Belinda. But, Dan Andrews is also a state premier. He has no say in a federal policy. It is a state ALP, not a federal ALP. So you're going to vote against a federal ALP and you're not going to help stop the card because you don't like Dan Andrews because he's protected millions of people in your state. Okay. So, see, the thing is, age pensioners that are on the card now and people with disabilities that are on the card now, if they go out, right, if the LNP get back in and they roll the card out, it's a life sentence for these people. Do you not understand that? A life sentence which we don't even give a convicted murderer. They get, 10, 12, 15 years, maybe 20 years? But for somebody on an age pension or on a disability support pension and their carers, this is the term of your natural life. You are sold to Indu and the banks, right? You are sold to Indu and the banks. You have been sold forever to the term of your natural life, to the end of your days. And then your family are going to have to deal with arguing with Services Australia and Indu to try and recover whatever money that they've got trapped. Even though India say, oh, the money will be returned to your estate, you know, in other words, they relinquish your freedoms back to you after you're dead. Isn't that so kind? I'm sorry, but I'm not into this. I'm going to be stuck on this card owned by Indu and told what to do and where I can go and what I can eat and what bills I'm allowed to pay, right? And be rammed into debt, rammed into bankruptcy so that somebody can make money off of me. I don't want it for you. I don't want it for my kids. I don't want it for anybody's kids. And I don't want it for pensioners. Is that so hard to see? So like 5.1 million people in Australia are on some sort of Centrelink payment. And all of them are at risk of being forced onto this card. If LNP get back in, that's it. Game over. Fight over. Cashless debit card program will become permanent and there will be nothing we can do and no more chances to do anything about it. Right? Simple as that. One chance. That's it. And it rests on the outcome of this federal election. So you can but, and blah, 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 all you want about Dan Andrews or Clive Palmer or Craig Kelly, because they ain't gonna, doing that isn't going to help anybody. Right? Okay? It's not going to save you. All right? A returned LNP government equals permanent Indu card. ALP is a real chance to end this nightmare for good. That's the choice. That's the last shot we have. The last chance. Last hope for thousands already on it. And the last hope to stop the national rollout. That is the bottom line. This is Australians' lives on the line. We've already had people's lives ruined. We've had people end their lives. Rod Culleton's Great Australia Party is not going to save you. Oh my God. He got in through One Nation into the Senate. And then he got kicked out because if any of his stuff was real, he'd still be there. I'm sorry, but so your Gap, then I suggest if you're going to stay with Gap and you're going to jeopardise my freedoms, my human rights, my autonomy, and everybody else around you, right? If you support a party that does not support stopping the card, right, then why are you here? Why are you here? If you are supporting another party that supports the card or will give LNP votes to stay in power, right, why are you here, Belinda? Says who, lol, I'm a Western Bulldogs supporter. What's that got to do with it? We're not talking football here. We're talking people's lives here. It's not a game, dear. Not pass the parcel or pass the ball. Oh. I'm just making it really clear. People leaving comments electioneering for Rod Culleton's party, the Gap party, or any of the others, right, will be deleted. Keep doing it, they'll be banned. Because we do not promote parties that do not support our cause. Simple as that. Right? We have been here, the voice and standing up for people on the card for 6 years. Right? We don't put up with LNP trolls on the on it. Right? We don't put up with LNP trolls coming here. I'm not going to put up with others coming here. And don't send me messages while I'm live, Dan. Not a good idea. Right? The thing is that we need to stand up and be united in this. Right? So Belinda thinks it's all funny. That's fine. Okay. Belinda, comment on the page somewhere. Show me on. I'll help you along. Okay. I'll help you along. All right. Because yeah, I'll help you along. I'll help you off the page in a minute. Right? I haven't got time for people going blah, 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 when I'm watching parents suffer, I'm watching kids suffer, I'm getting reports from people that are, Belinda, give it up. Give it up, will you? So you want your cashless debit card. Belinda, if you want it so badly, you can go and volunteer for it right now. Off your trot. Okay? Off your trot. Because One Nation put it out there for you as well. Okay? So off you go, Belinda. You don't support our cause. You don't support our stance. You won't stand with us against the card. You're going to stand with the opposition that wants the card. So off you trot. Bye-bye, Belinda Compton. Simple as that. Because I'm not going to put up with this crap on our pages. People don't need it. We have got people that are desperate. You can keep saying that they're all as bad as each other, but guess what? No, they're not. Because if you actually read policies, you would see they're not. Right? I've just read out a really good reason for why we need to support ALP to get into government, Greens in the Senate, and Australian Progressives. You can't seem to get it in there. You must have had your fingers in your ears, Belinda, when I was explaining it. Over 5 million people are at risk of losing their autonomy, their freedoms, their freedom, their real freedom, because those 5 million people would join the 15,000 currently that no longer have consumer protections under law against Indu. They no longer have statutory rights under law. We haven't even taken those rights away from convicted criminals. But we've taken, the LNP have taken those rights away from people because they have family tax payments and they have a casual job and they get $16 in family payments, or they're on youth allowance, or they're on job seeker and they're 50 years old, or they're on disability support pension at 65 years of age. Right? Unbelievable. Anyway, my position is very clear. Right? We need a change of government to stop the card. That's the bottom line. Okay? I made that meme to make it really clear, really clear, crystal clear. We know what the ALP supports. Stopping the card, protecting the pensioners, right? Protecting Medicare, protecting workers' rights, protecting aged care. We know the Greens want to protect the environment and our endangered species, and they want federal ICAC. And Albanese's come out and said there'll be a federal ICAC as well, right? And I know that the progressives are standing on a platform of social justice and no cashless debit card. That means they care about you and your families and your kids and your parents. And they're going to make policies that will help you, not hinder you, not sell you out. So it's really simple. That's the bottom line. So if you want to stand with us, right, we need volunteers coming in the next few months. We need volunteers to wear our shirt and talk to people at polling booths when the time comes. Are you in? Are you in? That's what I need. I need people in the Hinkler electorate of Hervey Bay and Bundaberg, right? And I need a fair few people. And we need people in other areas around the country. So if you can help and you want to stand up against the card, okay, and you don't have to join a political party. We're not a political party, and we're not members of political parties, right? Then join us on our campaign to help get this card gone once and for all. Okay? You can email us, ncdca@protonmail.com, or you can send me a message in the inbox. Right, let me know where you're at so we can work it all out. But I need volunteers. And if you're in my region, in the Hinkler electorate, I need some volunteers to help with some market stalls in the upcoming near future. So if you can help there, that'd be fantastic. That's what we need, is help. Okay? We need help to build a campaign of ordinary mums and dads. And I would like to invite grandparents and parents of those that are on the cashless debit card and cashless debit card holders to join us on our campaign. Let's educate the people, right, about what it's really about. But we can't do that without volunteers. So message us in the inbox. You know where we stand. ALP need to be in government in order to change this. Okay? Greens have always been against the card. They won't stop being against the card. Right? Australian progressives are totally against the card. And they're totally social justice driven. You know? So, now, we just need people to get out there and keep spreading the information. I can't get out everywhere, you know, and there's only so much we can do on Facebook. A lot of the people who need to know are not on Facebook. We need to alert our grandparents and our parents of this. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not going to back down, right? Yeah, Tony Abbott signed us up to the Belt and Road through the China Free Trade Agreement. So, but I've had enough. I'm not going to put up with, as we head into election, trolls are going to come out of the woodwork from everywhere. I'm not going to put up with it. You know, it's Saturday lunchtime and, you know, we don't get days off moderating these pages. So, let us know if you can join us. We really do need a call to arms. We need to get Labor into government. We need Greens in the Senate. We need Australian progressives in the Senate. We need people in the government and the Senate that are going to represent us and look after us and our needs and protect our social security, our Medicare, right, our workers, our aged care sector, our NDIS. There's a lot of damage that LNP and One Nation have done. It needs to be undone and fixed. There's a lot of work to be done. But it's time to look to the future, guys. Not keep looking to the past and Labor did this, Labor did that. It's irrelevant. That was nearly a decade ago. Okay? The year is 2021. Let's go forwards, not back to the 1950s. Okay? The more of these LNP right-wing people get into power, the more rights we lose, especially women's rights, okay? Because you can see where I'm heading with this now. It doesn't just put our freedoms at risk. Well, it does, especially for women. Look at how they've treated, look at the disdain and the disrespect Morrison has treated women with in this country. You know? Oh, sorry. Somebody's, oh, I can't see it now because it's gone. Oh, somebody talking about China and infrastructure plans. Anyway, you guys know what to do. The choice is up to you. But I'm just warning people, if you're going to come here and sprout Rudd Culleton's party or Reignite Democracy or Clive Palmer or Craig Kelly, right, you're gone. Simple as that. Not putting up with that on the page. Not here to promote people who would happily see me homeless and starving, like is what It's happened to a lot of card holders. Right? So, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll leave it with you guys. See ya.